Hello, and welcome to another episode of the Good Boxing Podcast with your host, Josh Sias. And I'm going to be honest with you, I do not know what the hell is going on right now in boxing. Now, I'm not going to say the reasons why these things got postponed because in my last video, I, I had mentioned what was the reason and it just really didn't get spread around. And I don't want to deal with that stuff. So, Deontay Wilder versus Tyson Fury got postponed. You guys know the reason why and I'm gonna just go from there. Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder is set for October 9th. They're trying to push the fight back, and I had mentioned that I feel like it's good for Deontay Wilder and kind of bad for Tyson Fury, but the fact that the fight will happen eventually is very, very good. One thing I want to kind of touch on. All of a sudden, Eddie Hearn, and I understand where he's coming from a business perspective, but now he's trying to kind of push this Dillian White narrative that I feel is a troll job. If you don't know, Dillian White has been trying to fight Deontay Wilder for many, many years. He was his mandatory, and for some odd reason, the fight never came to fruition. I don't know if PBC didn't want Deontay Wilder working with the zone and Matchroom, etc. I don't know the reason why, but Dillian White was the mandatory for so many days, and the fight never came by. But to be fair, Tyson Fury fought Deontay Wilder twice. And if you look at a win, Luis Ortiz was ranked high. He was in that top 3 or 4 in terms of the rankings. So Wilder did sufficiently um, defend his WBC crown in terms of ranking. Because you do get a choice. People think you only have to fight the number one contender, but if you constantly fight better guys, you can get an exception. And if you fight people in the top 3, top 4, you never know what's going to happen. Dillian White got knocked out, and then the conversations kind of squashed. And then Deontay Wilder also got knocked out. So that fight really never made sense. Of course, opportunity, opportunity, opportunity. The the marks of a good businessman. Eddie Hearn knows there was an issue, there was a postponement, people want to see a fight. And he goes, oh, hey, Dillian White's here. Let's set that fight up. What do you fans think? Now, on paper, you know how I feel about that fight. I think it's a good fight. I want to watch it, etc. But I feel like it's a disingenuous offer. If Dillian White fights Deontay Wilder, he gets everything that he wanted. He's been wanting to fight Wilder forever. He's wanted a shot at the WBC title and Fury and to get that delineation as the number one contender. He deserves a title shot. Yes, I agree. But don't be a don't do that. You know there's a fight that happened that was supposed to happen July 24th and it got pushed back due to certain reasons. Wilder has been preparing for Tyson Fury, and Dillian White is not Tyson Fury. I personally think Deontay Wilder would knock Dillian White out straight up. Dillian White makes a lot of mistakes, and I don't think he could mentally pitch a perfect shutout. Will he have success? Will he make Wilder look bad? Probably. But I'm also going off of the old Deontay Wilder. I don't know how he's going to look under Malik Scott. Because remember, Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, the reason why that matchup is so difficult for Wilder is he's not used to being the smaller guy. Not many people are bigger, stronger, longer than Deontay Wilder. Dillian White is a big guy, but he likes to engage. Will he step to Tyson? Will he step to Deontay Wilder? Absolutely. Will he throw a lot of shots? Yes. But Anthony Joshua knocked him out. Povetkin knocked him out. He makes mistakes, and Deontay Wilder, one right hand, you already know how that goes. But I really feel as if Eddie Hearn is just trying to poke and prod, and in the long run, I think you're going to mess up the negotiations for the Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua fight, especially if somehow Deontay Wilder wins, right? No way Joshua and Deontay Wilder happens if he pokes and prods and tries to mess up PBC's chances. Because look, truthfully, PBC is a business. Al Heyman doesn't budge for anyone. If there's enough money, will he do it? I'm pretty sure yes, but it won't make it any easier if Eddie Hearn's out here trying to put pressure on Top Rank and PBC. It just won't happen, right? They will not be strong armed, and I get it. As a fan, sure, do I want to see Wilder fight before he fights Fury? Does he need it? Yes, but you also don't know the arbitration rules. You also don't know what the contracts state. You also don't know if Wilder fights Dillian Whyte, what happens to Tyson Fury? Is he free to fight Anthony Joshua? He can say, "Oh, I wanted to fight," and he couldn't wait a few months. So Eddie Hearn knows what he's doing, and smart on his part, but also idiotic on his part, because when you piss off other people and you negotiate in the media, which Eddie Hearn has done, um, and so has Top Rank. I feel like PBC hasn't done that. Al Heyman's not really one of these people that likes to be out in the open with negotiations. He's very behind the scenes. I mean, for a while, people didn't even know what Al Heyman looks like, and a lot of people probably don't know what he looks like. But he needs to be careful when he's poking and prodding, because October 9th is what, 2.5 months, 3 months later. It's not like Dillian Whyte fighting July 24th. What happens if Whyte beats Deontay Wilder? Is Tyson Fury going to still fight him? Or is Dillian Whyte going to all of a sudden have to fight Tyson Fury for the belt? I don't know. They're just trying to mess with fire. And I just don't think trying to strong arm PBC and Top Rank by trying to insert your fighter is good politically, in my opinion. But Eddie Hearn gets people, he gets to build that narrative he likes to build. Oh, nobody wants to fight Dillian Whyte. He is, the boogeyman. They avoided him forever. Look, he's ducking Deontay Wilder's ducking Dillian Whyte. And then you can sell and spin. It's all spin with Eddie Hearn. But regardless, that's the episode for today. What do you guys think? Do you think Deontay Wilder should fight Dillian Whyte? And do you understand the points that I made about we don't know the contracts? We don't know what stipulations are in there. We don't know if Deontay Wilder is going to violate anything by fighting Dillian Whyte. You don't know if it avoids his rematch clause, because if that was the case, why couldn't Fury fight Anthony Joshua? Did he know that the fight was going to be postponed? No. So the reasons why, which I won't say, are the reason. And the world we live in is just the reality. And unfortunately, a lot of fights can be made on paper and with fans and put in pressure, get people to be like, oh, I want to see this. But at the end of the day, there are contracts. This is a business. And if you were doing business with someone, would you want someone else coming out and be like, oh, hey, I could do the deal. I could do the contract. No. So Eddie Hearn, just kind of back up a little bit. You're fighting for the fans, sure, but you're also fighting for your own fighter stock. So you can spin and put it that this guy is, after being Povetkin, no one wants to fight Dillian Whyte. And I hate it. Well, that's the episode for today. I hope everyone has a very nice weekend. Smash that like button, hit the comment, tell me how you feel. Disagree with me, it's okay. If you want to see Dillian Whyte and you think he should fight Deontay Wilder, I understand you, because let's be honest, it's going to be hell, that fight. They're going to go at it. There's going to be fireworks. There will be a knockout. Dillian Whyte's going to try to knock him out, and Deontay Wilder's going to try to knock him out. All the boxing bullshit he's preaching, he's going to go out there and try to knock Dillian Whyte out after all these years of just shit talk. So that's the episode for today. Be well.